92.7 WOBM, Sean and Sue with you, and good morning. Joining us right now, our special guest from Riverview Medical Center, Stephanie Reynolds is the Director of Emergency Medicine at Riverview Medical Center, and she is joining us to talk all about summer safety and a bunch of different items that we're going to discuss today. Stephanie, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Steph.
Good morning. Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
You are going to be talking to us about summertime, so I guess the first thing we're going to talk about is that old sun up there in the sky, which we get a lot of during the summer, the heat, and whether or not dehydration, heat stroke, things like that. Let's start with that.
Well, dehydration is a very big problem, especially this time of year. People are outside on a day like on Sunday when there was a cool breeze off the ocean. The temperature was almost 90, so you didn't feel the heat because the cool breeze kind of tricked you. But you can get very quickly dehydrated, especially if you haven't been drinking water on a regular basis, if you're consuming alcohol, or you're engaged in any kind of active athletic activity.
Can we avoid dehydration? Say we're going to go, and we know we're going to an event that's going to be happening at noontime. At 10 o'clock in the morning that day, if we have an extra couple of bottles of water, do we store up our water, or is that not how it works? We need to be consistent throughout the day.
Well, I would tell you the joke term is to pregame. I would pregame with water before you go to an event. I would actually start 2 or 3 days ahead of time. If you're going to be outside at like a seafood or crab festival outside all day, or at a Blue Claws game, 2 or 3 days before the event, start drinking a little bit extra water. The rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces per day is what you should consume on a regular day.
Okay.
You weigh 100 pounds, 50 ounces of water.
Okay.
That's what you should consume during your regular day of water. And that's not coffee, iced tea, lemonade, soda. That's water. And it's important if you maintain that level. If you're not a water drinker and you're going to go to an outdoor event, or you're going to go to an event that requires sweating or outside, absolutely the morning of the event, start taking in water.
Is it like an old tale? Is it a fable that the alcohol, if you're consuming alcohol, that you're more easily going to dehydrate? In other words, you're putting liquids in, so aren't these liquids helping me stay hydrated?
No, absolutely not. Alcohol, along with caffeine, are what we would call medically a diuretic. It's going to make you pee more. It's going to pull the water that's in your body out of the body. Anyone who's had a few beers knows that. Anyone who's drank coffee in the morning, 2 or 3 cups of coffee, you're going right to the bathroom. You're going to lose all that water and then some. You want to stay away from caffeinated beverages. So in the summertime, people think, a nice refreshing glass of iced tea. No, big no-no, because it has a lot of caffeine in it. If you make it half strength, if you dilute it down with water, decaffeinated iced tea, lemonade, or even lemon-flavored water, lime-flavored water, throw some fruits in that, sit it in the refrigerator, get it nice and chilled, let the fruit steep overnight. You have a great glass of water, and it has a lot of flavor to it.
That's what my wife does. She has one of those things you put out for everybody, has a little spigot on it, and they put the fruit in there and the ice, and they just let it sit there. And that's a good thing.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay, cool. So we're on the right track with that.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, we're out in the sun, our head, does it help us not dehydrate by wearing a hat? Does direct sunlight to our head cause a problem as far as overheating?
Well, direct sunlight is a problem both with overheating and with sunburn. My friend, Dr. Ken Grossman, the dermatologist, would be very upset with me if I did not give a big plug out there for 50 SPF, clothing with SPF. The more you can do to buffer the sun on your direct skin, the better off you're going to be twofold. The risk of melanoma, the risk of sunburn, and the risk of rapid loss of body fluids through evaporation. You heat up the skin, the body is going to push the fluids toward the surface to cool down the skin. Evaporate, you become dehydrated much quicker.
I got you. So let's talk about it real quick. Dehydration. What is the symptoms that I need to get into a cool, shaded area and get some water, get some fluids into my system?
Dehydration can quickly progress to heat stroke, heat exhaustion. There's 3 different levels once you get into the dehydration zone. You start having abdominal cramps, your muscles start to ache, you're sweating a lot, you're in the heat cramp, heat exhaustion zone. That can be remedied. Get inside, get someplace cool. If you're still sweating, you're still in a place where you can help to reverse the process.
Yeah.
Drink some water, cool compresses on your neck, your armpits, on the top of your head. You see the face cloth right on the top of your head.
Okay.
If you progress to the next level, dizziness, nausea, your heart starts to race, your skin is now hot and dry, you're in a true medical emergency. That, in fact, is heat stroke. You can have a seizure, go unconscious. Emergency room is the place you need to be.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let's talk about water safety a little bit. We've got our pools. We've got the ocean. When we look at safety, what are some of the things that come to mind at Riverview when we talk about that?
The most important thing that people can remember, especially parents of small children or teenagers, is it's your responsibility to keep an eye on your child. The lifeguard is not your babysitter. You need to be responsible for people around you, in your family, your loved ones. Do not approach an unprotected body of water. It pains me every summer. I hear about someone going into the water 5:30, 6 o'clock. The sun is going down. It's a beautiful night. I'm just going to get my feet wet. I'm just going to go in up to my knees. And then out come the police, the Coast Guard. They're looking for your body.
Yeah.
It's a terrible tragedy to try and go into an unprotected body of water. Your home swimming pool is unprotected if you're going in by yourself. The ocean, the lakes, the rivers all around here. We're fortunate enough to have such tremendous resources available to us.
Yeah.
Use them. At your home, make sure the pool is locked.
Living here almost my entire life, still would never take the ocean for granted. I mean, with a riptide, with the inability to see if it was dark, the ocean is just, you just cannot, like you said, you need to go at times when there are lifeguards on hand that, can be there in the case of an emergency. And let's face it, how many of those emergencies could have been saved had there been people there who know how to do it?
Absolutely. The beach replenishment going on in Monmouth County has changed the entire coastline. The beach you swam at last year is no longer the same beach you were at this year.
And we have the same things going on in Ocean County, too.
The drop-off is, there could be 10 feet and then it's dropped off. You think you're only going into your ankles, and the next thing you know, you're in a sinkhole, and now you're drowning, and there's no lifeguard to save you.
No.
It's a terrible, terrible disaster.
And, of course, like you say, at home, we have to be very responsible, for little ones, for our pets. I mean, and you say, don't go swimming alone, because it's, you never know.
You absolutely don't know. You slip and fall. You step in. You can't get your foot out of a sand pocket in one of our little lakes nearby or one of the streams. Very, very dangerous to be by yourself.
Last thing I want to talk to you about is, and this is one of the notes that I had gotten here from your folks here, are there different times of the day that we're most prone to sun overexposure? This is kind of an interesting topic.
Absolutely. I would say that after 6 p.m., you're pretty safe. That's a given. But the worst time of day for heat exposure would be 11 a.m., maybe 10 a.m. until about 3 or 4 p.m.
Yeah.
In the morning, the sun is not as strong. It's the best time for athletic activities.
Yeah.
Worst time for pollen, best time for going out on a bike ride, going for a run down by the ocean, some protected area.
Yeah.
But during the peak season of summer, the worst time is basically 10 a.m. until about 4 p.m. You want to have the high SPF. You want to have a hat on. You want to make sure you've got hydration available. Room temperature or cool water, those are the best. I would stay away from any hot beverages because that will increase your body.
Well, we want to thank you for coming in today and making us a little safer this summer.
Absolutely.
Stephanie Reynolds, she's the Director of Emergency Medicine at Riverview Medical Center. And, of course, folks can go and look up Meridian online for all kinds of information if they want on all different topics concerning their health.
Yep, we have a YouTube video for pediatric health emergencies for the summer as well available.
Excellent. You go to meridianhealth.com for any information. Check our website as well. Stephanie, thanks for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Sean.